Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about ethics for autonomous and intelligent systems. As you may know, artificial intelligence and affective systems are the main topics for scientists and engineers nowadays, and it's growing exponentially that we have not had time to think about how this technology is going to affect the humankind. Let's begin with an introduction to the ethics and see briefly some philosophical concepts that will help us to understand why we need to think about the ethics. As we can see, we have three concepts that will help us to understand the ethics in autonomous and intelligent systems. The first one is three pillars of the ethically aligned design conceptual framework. The second one is the general principles of ethically aligned design. And the third one is definition for classical ethics in autonomous and intelligent system research. Let's talk about the ethically aligned design pillars. The first one is universal human values. What it means? It means that an autonomous and intelligent system should be designed in order to respect the human rights. Also, it should improve the well-being and safeguard our environment and natural resource. The second one is the political self-determination and data agency. What it means? It means that if the autonomous and intelligent system are properly designed, they have the potential to nurture our political freedom and democracy. Let's see the last one, which is technical dependability. What it means? It means that the developer of an autonomous and intelligent system is in the obligation to deliver reliable, safe, and active system, accomplishing the objectives for which they were designed. Continuing on the introductory topics, we have the general principles. These general principles have emerged from a dedicated and continuous work of engineers during last years. These eight principles: human rights, well-being, data agency, effectiveness, transparency, accountability, awareness of misuse, competence, should be applied to any kind of autonomous and intelligent systems. Here we have all the definitions for classical ethics in autonomous and intelligent systems. For example, we have foundations for morality, autonomy, and intelligence, distinctions between agents and patients, need for accessible classical ethics vocabulary, assessing classical ethics by corporations and companies, presenting ethics to the creators of autonomous and intelligent systems, impact of automated systems on workplace. Now, I'm going to focus on one topic of the ethically alignment design, which is system across culture. There are several questions that arise when an effective system interacts with different cultures. Some of the most evident are the following. So let's see the first question. How the effective system should use verbal and non-verbal norms in accordance with the society to whom it interacts? We have two answers for this question. The first one is set essential norms specific to each culture context on the intelligent systems. The other answer is use social cues such as simulated expressions, language, or social dynamics. The second question is, what will be the effects of the long-term interaction of humans with effective systems with lack of cultural sensitivity? The first answer is, the parties responsible to deploy effective systems should be trained to mitigate probable bad influence of autonomous and intelligent systems. The second answer will be that the research teams should focus on measure the modification of habits, norms, and principles that long-term interaction of people with effective system may produce. The last question is, if the effective systems are deployed across cultures, how will they influence the cultural, social, or religion values in the community that they interact? The first answer is to generate proper emotional response that can be easy to change, similar how the language and vocabulary are changeable based on location nowadays in our smartphones. A second answer will be to adapt accordingly over time the intelligent systems to better fit the norms of the user. And the last answer will be to distinguish between the default values and the values of those with whom the system interacts. Finally, I will leave you with this phrase to think about